Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to our GYST podcast, where we help you get your together.
I want to write my phone number on your hand.
Please don't.
Come on, why not? 10 seconds silence. In 3, 2.
Hello, everyone, and welcome again to another edition of the GYST Podcast. Your favorite...
What the hell is wrong with you?
I was trying so hard to
You're trying way too hard.
Losing.
Hello, everyone, and welcome again to another edition of your favorite podcast. Is that it?
Yes!
To another edition of your favorite podcast, the GYST Podcast, also known as Get Your Shit. Together, I did it!
You got his shit together.
Yeah!
About time.
I don't know why I keep, that's the part where I always, screw up, too. Man.
I've noticed.
All right, you guys ready to do this?
Let's do this.
All right.
I don't know.
What are we doing?
Should we do it next time?
Why are we recording video and we're also wearing the same stuff we wore last week?
Did someone order pizzas yet?
No.
Am I the only one who's hungry?
No, I'm sorry.
We're all hungry.
Should we order pizza now?
I
On
want
air?
pizza.
You want wings?
What the shit?
They have sandwiches.
If
They have
everybody
sandwiches.
wants, I can find something. If everybody wants pizza and wings, we gotta grab something. Give me it. Let's do it.
No, they have those baked sandwiches.
Yeah, that's right. That does sound good, actually.
Those are delicious.
Keep it going, guys. I'll get down on this. You guys keep the podcast rolling.
All right. So
They saw me not be able to get on a damn spool.
for those of you who are watching us, for those of you who are watching us on YouTube, you are seeing us order food on air. But
No, you're not.
for those who are listening to the podcast, you're going to have no idea this is going on. So it's just, we encourage everyone to go to our YouTube channel because you're going to see the full unedited version of the podcast before Sam works his magic. So, ready? Okay, this episode is all about, I will tell you guys later. No, procrastination.
Because we waited too long to order pizza?
Right. So, procrastination. So with this, procrastination is something that we all suffer from, and it comes from so many different angles and varieties, and we all do it for different reasons. The thing is, when you recognize people who are procrastinating, they're delaying stuff, and there's lots of causes for it. And not just that, but there's also a lot of areas. So you can procrastinate with your health, you can procrastinate with your personal development and career plans. You can procrastinate with so much. And one of the reasons is a lot of people believe in perfection, right? I don't want to start until I know exactly what to do. Well, that's a form of procrastination. Or even perfectionism. I'm going to keep at this until this is perfect. Well, it's still procrastination. You might be actively working on it, but you're delaying other projects that you know you could be working on during that time. A popular phrase that gets passed around is ignorance is bliss. People may not associate this directly with procrastination, but it's a form of it, right? Ignorance is bliss just means that because you are not properly educated in something, you're going to claim that as the reason why you're not being proactive. And so, things that you can recognize when people are procrastinating is they're going to tell elaborate reasons why they are procrastinating. It's not just something simple like, oh yeah, I procrastinate, or I'm waiting on Gummel to get this back to me. Those are all simple reasons why we're not doing something. But when it comes to elaborate excuses, we want to maintain a good image, so we're going to blame external excuses on our our inaction. So you know what, Amit? I know I was supposed to get this to you, but the craziest thing happened. I was walking down the street, and my bag fell, and the flash drive, actually, it's crazy. I wouldn't even believe it if it did happen to me, but the flash drive fell into the sewage, and it had all my work on there. That's why I wasn't able to get you the stuff. Right? That's so elaborate, so over the top. And what I'm doing is I'm blaming external things. I'm not taking responsibility. And also, at the same time, what I'm doing is coming up with something so thought out that you won't have a defense against it. So it's just another excuse. Procrastination's everywhere. So what we're going to talk about today is how do you recognize that you procrastinate? Or if you know you procrastinate, what are some ways that you've proactively gone about fixing that? Right? Like, for me,
You missed it.
Miss what?
I was trying to procrastinate on the answer.
Oh, I like it.
Pick whatever you want. Are you done? Some of the ways that I notice, or some of the things that I notice why I procrastinate, is because I feel like a certain task, once I get it done, then what? So I want to save something for myself to do. That's my excuse for a lot of my procrastination. Well, it's just so easy, I can do that whenever. Why do it now? And I'll put it off.
I like that.
But then when I do have a task that I hurry up and get done immediately, I'm like, fuck yeah, I feel motivated. I feel prepared to take on another task immediately and get things done, and you feel so much better about it. Maybe it's like eating. You eat at a buffet, everything is mediocre. Buffets are not good quality food at all, they're poor. You always overeat, and when you're done, you feel like shit, but you go back.
Yeah.
But after you eat a light salad, maybe with some chicken breast or something like that, you feel fantastic. But you don't go back to that consistently anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's it. Because you never feel good about doing it, but you have this excuse like, oh, I can do it whenever. It's so easy. That's my excuse anyways a lot of times.
So you overwhelm yourself with the alternatives. And
Yeah.
those all sound better than doing it.
Possibly. It must be that.
I just have things like that.
What about your procrastination?
I always just put things off till the very last minute.
But why?
I don't know. I always feel like I have more time, but then it comes to the time.
Right.
You know, and then it's like, shit, I didn't do this. It's just putting things off. It's almost like I'm scared to or don't want to.
What was the last thing you procrastinated on?
Probably doing the laundry. That's like the latest thing I can just think of off the top of my head was just doing the laundry.
Why?
I started it and I just haven't gone back to it.
And why?
I don't know.
Do you like doing laundry?
I don't mind doing laundry. I wouldn't say I like it.
I don't think anybody likes it.
Right.
I hope not. Emily might like it.
You're hoping.
She seems to enjoy it. It's like therapeutic for her.
Yeah.
When she folds clothes like she works at Baby Gap.
It could be like her
Oh,
alone
God.
time. That's why she likes it.
It's possibly. I fold towels all the time because you can't screw that up. But she folds t-shirts absolutely fucking perfect.
Did she do that?
Man, I don't know what she does, but that shit is like folded like it was about to be wrapped up in cellophane and sold. 3 t-shirts. It's like wrapped like that. Like all the t-shirts at Nordstrom's.
So something I forgot earlier. We have a guest in the studio.
Oh.
So
I thought I could just sit here and get away
Yeah.
with it.
Well, this is
We were
also
gonna
what,
move
like,
to you next like it was normal. Like,
Yeah, see, if I just scooted,
Yeah.
you would never know.
Because this is also what, your third, fourth time with us? Something like that?
Something like that.
Yeah. So in the studio, we have Rohit Rohila.
I'm Bardwaj on the mic.
I can't handle that.
So why don't you go
Kyle Reed.
And our special guest today is
Aaron ID.
Aaron 90. So which episodes have you been on so far, Aaron?
I don't remember. The first one
I'm
was
gonna ask you a fucked up question. Episode 12, 37,
Yeah.
and
about
What
9
about
minutes.
music?
yeah.
So I know one was discovering your passion.
Was Passion, yeah. And
And another one too.
there was
Well,
another one, and
We'll have Gummel link
a
them.
different one. And
Mhm.
Yeah. So Aaron, what are some of the ways that you recognize procrastination in you? Because you have told me you are like a pro at this.
Yeah. Some of the ways that I recognize that I'm procrastinating is I get really stressed out at deadlines because I put stuff off till last
The
minute.
last minute, yep.
So, and it's just probably just because I'm lazy. when I just want to do some other things because, you know, it's a whole lot easier to sit and watch Netflix than it is to sit down and get busy. Gotta get busy.
Just be sitting on nails and shit.
But yeah,
Ooh.
like something.
Episode 2.
And something you said earlier introducing this episode, perfectionism. Something about perfectionism. Like you want to start, you want to be perfect, so you just don't start.
Mm.
And that's probably a little bit of, you know, why I don't start.
Bless you.
Jeez.
Sorry, Sam.
He'll fix it.
I'll cut it out. Go ahead, start
But
with
the YouTube audience gets to see me sneeze.
Yes.
Oh, that's what they've always wanted.
But that's probably a little bit contributes into what takes me so long in getting going.
I thought you were going to say getting ready.
That too. Although it's just a t-shirt and whatever. Sometimes I don't even shower because, I mean, why?
Why?
So.
That's what it is.
So, but, you know, because it feels like a waste of time to put so much work into something and then it's just crap in the end. It's just like you want to sit down and you want to be perfect, you want to get it going. But then that's a lot of stress too to put on yourself, is expecting to just sit down and be perfect. You know, first time, but it's never going to happen.
Never.
Like never.
That's why it's called perfection.
Yeah.
I wrote something down when you said that earlier, but I have to share that while you were talking, I looked at my watch because it went off, and I instinctively looked at it, and I got a text message from Emily saying that the baby peed on me. Her sister just had a baby, and she's over there spending time with the family, take care of the baby. I'm guessing she was changing a diaper and the baby wasn't done peeing. That was the mental image I got when I read that as you were talking. So I apologize for that, but I figured I would
I was wondering
share.
why you had that weird look.
I figured I would share.
I
And
do like
then,
that story. That's a fun story.
and then as I was looking out the window to try and just cool out for a second and let it pass, somebody fucking rode by on a Segway.
Wait, what?
Did you see that?
I saw that too, yeah. It's just tripping me out, bro.
And I hope the fuck a goddamn Segway. But there is something that I got when you were talking with perfection. I wrote down payback. So you owe somebody money. So you owe somebody a large sum of money, but you don't have it. You don't pay them back because you don't want to pay them in small chunks because you think it's not enough or not good enough. Same thing, I equate that to perfection in a certain way, because perfection you don't think it's enough or it's not good enough. It hasn't met this level. With paying someone back, you owe them a finite amount of money. If you don't have that amount, you feel like $5 or $10 isn't good enough.
Right.
So you wait and you procrastinate. And if you don't have a plan in place to make sure you have enough money to pay that person back, or that company, or that bank, or your credit card, or whatever that is, you're just going to screw yourself in the end.
Oh, that's a good point.
I think that happens a lot.
Yeah. And Aaron, you said something that stuck something with me, and this time you and I have talked a lot about, Kyle. When we talk about reasons, so everything is easy to do, right? During my seminars, I always show how just a small change can lead to a drastically different life down the road. And everything comes down to either a simple error in judgment or a simple discipline.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you know what you have to do, right? You know you should be eating, fruit all the time and drinking water all the time, but yet here I am drinking a lovely ice cold Pepsi Fire. Thank you, Pepsi.
Shit is not ice cold.
I know, right?
No, I'm just kidding.
But I'm drinking this instead. I know I should drink water. I don't drink enough water. So here's the thing. I'm making a simple error in judgment, right?
That sounds like a simple
Now,
decision to me.
now here it is. It's easy for me to drink water. Super easy. Not outside my comfort zone. I can do it right now. But it's easier for me not to do it. And so all these things that we know we should be doing, right? Getting enough exercise. It's easy to go to the gym. Going to the gym isn't going to kill you. It's easy to do. But it's easier to stay home and play video games.
Can I challenge you on the water thing?
Yeah?
Because it's literally not. easier to drink that than it is to drink water. And I'll explain.
Uh-huh.
You have an entire faucet full of water. Here in the Northwest, we have some of the best water quality in the country.
Yes.
Except South Seattle.
Well,
Except South Seattle.
I just said that because it was...
No, I know. But because there's a point here. It's not debate just to debate.
Yeah.
So it's literally easier for any of us, me included. You grab a glass, you fill it up. You grab a glass, you fill it up. You have nothing to dispose of. You have nothing to go to the store and buy. You're billed automatically by the water company for the water you consume, which is why cloud services are so popular, which is why Amazon delivery is so popular, because it's convenient. But because it doesn't taste as good.
Ah.
We trick ourselves into believing that this is easier, this is better, that I don't like faucet water.
Mhm.
Well, I won't drink it because it's always there. That's why I bought a water dispenser,
Mm.
right? So things like that, 'cause I have a water dispenser too.
Yeah, that's exactly
You and
why I
talked
bought
about-
it.
You and I talked about it
Yeah.
quite a bit. You were asking me like, do you find that you drink more water? Do you do this? You know, you wanted to make sure that, because you wanted to drink more water,
Yeah.
but you didn't know how to do it. I think it's the same concept. We trick ourselves into thinking that that is easier, even though that costs more money. It has more waste. You have to dispose of it. You have to go to the store and get it. Well, we have a whole faucet full of water right here, but it's not good enough.
Mm.
It just doesn't taste as good.
I wouldn't disagree, right? But tell that to somebody in Flint, Michigan.
Right? Or South Seattle.
Right? Exactly, right? So, not to challenge, just a challenge, but maybe thinking about that, because it's not, but we convince ourselves it is.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Anyway, procrastination.
I was gonna say kind of what you're talking about, the simple error in judgment. I have to make sure I say that correctly. The simple error in judgment. Funny you brought up the whole gym things. That's what I was mentioning to you last week. Was I was deciding, do I want to go to the gym or just hang out for a little bit and not go? Decided to go because the seminar, I'm just making a small change could make a dramatic change farther down. So I went. And I told him about it. I'm like, man, like I didn't even think about, not staying home. I just went. Do I want to? No. We're doing this. We're committed. We're committed
Yeah.
to do this.
I think it's easy to talk about and hard to do, right? So you did it. You took action, right? I can say, to add to that, what is something that you do every day that you don't want to do? You go to work. Why do you go to work? Because you have to. Why do you have to? You don't have to go to work. But you prefer doing that over the alternative. What's the alternative? You become a vagabond. You become someone hanging out in South Seattle. But really because it's become part of your day. And the real way to accomplish something is to make it part of your day. You're not going to have enough time for anything unless you make time for something. You made time for the gym. You make time for work.
Yeah.
We all make time for this podcast. This podcast is part of my Tuesday. No matter what I have going on, I make it work. If I have something else that I would rather do on a Tuesday that's podcast day, I say, yo, Rohit, fucking Sam, Amit, any chance we could do Wednesday or Thursday? We got one in the bank. This is what I wanted to do. This is why, can we do it? So I think that if we take that thinking to all this bullshit that we procrastinate on, we'll get so much more shit done, including myself. My goodness. Right? I think part of the problem is maybe itemizing those things.
So, something that you said that I had never really thought about as a reason for procrastination is not knowing the next steps. Like that's fantastic, but it's something I've never thought about. But now that I think about it, one of my favorite books, I mentioned it a couple times on air, long title, If You Haven't Got the Time to Do It Right, When Will You Find the Time to Do It Over? And just that title alone is fantastic, right? And one of the biggest takeaways that I got out of this book is what he calls a master list. So what he says is sometimes even in our to-do list, we get so bogged down with the intricacies of, we live in a digital world now, so I need to pick a to-do app that syncs with everything, right? and maybe I want my girlfriend or someone else to be able to have access to that as well. And we start thinking about it so much and we start overcomplicating it. Well, all you need is a simple piece of paper, right? But we overcomplicate it because we are putting so much importance and emphasis on it that now all of a sudden it's almost like we're putting this on a pedestal, and it becomes so grand that we don't even take any steps forward. So what he talks about is don't spend time worrying about, synchronizing or prioritizing or anything like that. Just get it on paper. And what he does is he calls it a master list. And this is something that I implemented in high school when I first read this book. Is now I live on a clipboard, and it's just a simple list of all the things that I need to do. Something as complicated as a year from now, a goal that I've got a year from now, or just something simple as pick up bananas when I go shopping. But it's all on one sheet of paper. And then the other thing he says to do is when you cross something off your list, don't just put a check mark or a stripe through it. No, cross it off, because the satisfaction that you get from that, from just, I was able to conquer this. That's going to help build some of the momentum.
Mm-hmm.
And so not knowing what the next steps are, if you have it down on a list, right, then you can go through it. And then if you find yourself one day, maybe it's a Saturday or Sunday or Monday, whatever, and you have a couple hours, right? Right now, what are we going to do? We're going to fill up that couple hours with TV or, going out, catch a movie or something like that. We're going to find stuff to fill it in. But if instead you're like, okay, before I decide what to do, let me take a look at my master list. There's probably 4 things I could do right now in that hour. And so now it's a reminder for you. I think that's going to do a tremendous amount to actually fight procrastination, because now you're being a little bit more proactive. Another thing that a lot of people talk about in the personal development world is stare at the wall. Right? So if you're bored and you don't have anything to do, just stare at a wall. And within 5 minutes,
gosh.
you're going to come up with just a list of all the things that you could be doing. And anything sounds better than that. Even drinking water.
So that goes to a lot of what I was thinking about when you were discussing this. Have any of you ever been in jail?
No.
Like a holding cell? I mean,
You been booked? Did you get your fingerprints taken? Don't answer that.
I didn't go that far.
Don't answer that if it's too revealing.
There's a prostitution charge.
Hopefully.
They returned me, so don't worry.
All right. One of the worst punishments in jail is solitary confinement, right? Aside from the death penalty, right? We're not talking about that. Why is solitary confinement the worst punishment ever? Because you literally have nothing to do. I think that drives a huge innate fear in people, that they have nothing to do. So it made me think that procrastination is driven by the fear of having nothing to do and having no purpose. It goes to you not knowing the next steps. So I wrote fear of next steps. If you don't know what the next steps are, you don't think there are any next steps. So the 2 tasks that are so simple and mundane that you can complete right away, you don't do, because you need in the back of your mind to think that you have something to do. You have importance. You have something that you need to accomplish, and nobody else can do it but you, and that's why you're here. I'll equate that to goals.
Yeah.
When you don't have goals, how do you feel? If you're not in the middle of accomplishing something, how do you feel?
Hey, you don't feel good.
You just feel like you're going through the motions. It's scary.
Yeah.
It's depressing.
Yeah, it's really not fulfilling.
I think that this is maybe that same fear on a smaller level. And maybe I'm getting too introspective, but that's just what I was thinking about when you were saying all that. People want to have something to do. They want to feel important about doing something and having a task. So if you feel that you only have 2 things to do, I gotta do laundry and take out the garbage, and that's where your thought ends, if you don't have shit else to do, you're afraid of completing those 2 tasks, for fear of not having any other purpose on this fucking planet. That's pretty excessive and deeper and more dramatic than it needs to be, but I'm painting the picture.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
I see it.
It's kind of like if you go to work and the queue ends, right? You knew what your goal was for the queue and it ends.
Yeah.
And then the next day, you don't have your goals. And you're just like, okay, I guess I'll just do this
So
or do that.
just
and
hang
then
out.
Yeah.
I'm blank. I don't know what to do.
I used to work for a company that you didn't get your goals till like a week before the end of the queue.
What?
Sometimes, like, I wish I was lying. I got my goals after the queue ended. And I was still, like, responsible for it.
You don't work for that company anymore, do you?
There's a reason I
That
don't
doesn't
work for that
surprise
company
me.
anymore.
But yeah, like I said, maybe that's a bit dramatic. But hey, whatever. It's a talking point.
Yeah.
It's because I'm really trying to dig really deep to find out why. Because our answers are bullshit. I just put things off. That's bullshit. We all do that. What fucking kind of answer is that? Realistically.
What's the underlying?
Yeah, why really do we put things off? Because I procrastinate quite a bit. I'm pretty good at it, unfortunately. It's a skill
Right.
that I wish I
We
didn't
justify
have.
it for ourselves.
Yeah.
To put it on.
Yeah, and those are surface level answers, right? I
Yeah.
justify things because I feel like I'm not going to have anything else to do. Like, once I do this, now what? You know? But I think deeper than that is this, I think. I'm afraid, really, of not having anything to do, not having a purpose.
Huh.
So what next? So, to your point, writing everything down, having a master list, I think that will help alleviate that fear so you can start checking shit off that list and keep adding to that list.
Yeah, because when you're in the momentum of it, you're going to find, like, tons of things to write down.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Check shit off that list as fast as you can. Add shit to it as fast as you can. Add laundry every fucking week. Check that shit off every week. Garbage. I hope you change your drawers. Shit, if you want to have something to do every day, write down change drawers. Cross that shit out every motherfucking day. Every day, Amit.
I didn't tell him. I don't know how he found out.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. This is how rumors get started.
They're brown in the front and the back, bro.
What?
It's a true story. Stop it.
But seriously, so I think that you know, I'll agree. I think that creates the motivation to continue to do things and continue to accomplish tasks, goals, whatever it is, and then go from there. So, yeah, I dig it. Well, as we come to a close here, we've got about 30, 40 seconds on the timer here. Does anybody have anything else? Anything to add? Oh, y'all just gonna procrastinate, huh?
Accountability.
Y'all just gonna procrastinate?
There's something I'd like to point out. Just two fantastic resources on procrastination. Already talked about if you haven't got the time to do it right, when will you find the time to do it over by Jeffrey Mayer. Phenomenal book. It's out of print now, but you can still get it on the Amazon, and we'll link to it on our page. And the other is Break the Procrastination Habit Now by I wrote it, Dr. William Noss.
I see based on your bookmark you haven't finished that book.
You're right. God, this is bad too. I'm almost exactly halfway
It must not be a very
through a
effective book.
procrastination book that I started, 20 years,
couple weeks
50
ago.
years
No,
ago.
it was a couple weeks ago. You just started reading it.
But it's still a lot of, like, one of the things I really like about this book, Break the Procrastination Habit Now, is he actually has a test on it with like 50 plus different questions. And based off of your responses, it'll tell you, okay, when it comes to health, you rank this on the procrastination level. When it comes to career development, you rank this on the procrastination level.
So it's a rating scale more than exercises. So it's not necessarily exercises, it's to see where you sit.
Well, and then there'll be exercises based off your results.
Ah.
So if you score really low in health, like I love going to the dentist. Love going to the dentist. I was just there, today's Tuesday. I was there yesterday. So I love going to the dentist, right? And I was talking to my hygienist who, I'm so excited, she's having a baby. So as I was talking to her, she was telling me, like, there's some people who come in who have not been to the dentist in like 2-3 years.
That's me.
And that's on the conservative side, I know friends who have never even been to the dentist. So that would all be health procrastination, stuff that you should be doing, but you're just procrastinating on it. So what he'll do is once you rank low in that, he'll have you set up an action plan to
Got
bring
it.
your score up.
Whatever the category
Cool.
is.
Yeah,
Got it.
yeah. So
I
break
like
the
that.
procrastination habit now, Dr.
Who's-
William Noss.
William Noss?
Yeah.
How do you spell that?
Knaus.
Okay.
I'm guessing it's Noss.
Yeah, no, I mean, sounds close enough to me.
No. We'll have Gummel toss these on the page too.
Deal.
The GYST
Deal.
episode page.
Well, shoot, guys. I mean, Amit and Aaron, if you guys don't have anything else, I think we'll wrap.
Good.
I'm good.
All right.
Yeah.
Just giving you guys a moment to procrastinate there.
Yeah.
That's something we do too, right? 'Cause you don't want to be the first to answer. Good.
That's right.
No, I'm good. Yeah, all right.
Yeah. If he doesn't have anything else.
And we procrastinated on ordering pizza.
Unless he wants to.
So we didn't get no damn pizza.
Aw.
So guys, thanks again for tuning in. I like this episode. I'm glad we didn't put it off another week.
Because this honestly
Because
is.
we've already put it off quite a few weeks.
Yeah. And all joking aside, like,
Yeah.
you speak the truth.
Yeah. No, but here's the thing. I didn't know this was going to be a topic until today. That was one that you guys had talked about. We were like, oh yeah, the one we talked about, remember? And it was
Yeah.
like fucking secret squirrel. Fuck you guys. Fucking Secret Service agents. Spill the beans. So, thanks again for listening. GYST Podcast. Get your shit together. GYSTpodcast.com. We're going to share all the links and the videos. We're going to have a YouTube page up. So, we don't know the YouTube URL right now. So, we're going to need your help. We're going to share the YouTube links on the website and in the notes on the podcast as well. We're going to need you guys to subscribe to our YouTube page because we need 25 subscribers in order to get a custom URL. And we have 0 subscribers right now because we don't have the page yet. By the time you're listening to this, folks, it will be up. So Rohit, you don't have a chance to procrastinate. You got work to do. I don't know how to do this shit. So it's on, actually it's on our webman, Amit. It's on the internet.
Oh, that's true.
Amit, you got work to do. You can do it on the treadmill at the gym.
There you go.
Get 2 birds with 1 stone.
Bring my laptop.
You better. So thanks again. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Rohit's personal favorite, Pinterest. And then please, please, please leave the feedback on iTunes and Stitcher or whatever your favorite podcast listening app is. And if you don't have a favorite, then it's either iTunes or Stitcher. So thanks again. Tune in next week. Take it away, Robin.
Bye.
Alright. Well, that one recorded.
Nice. It's helpful.
About fucking time.
So that was like one of the most productive freaking podcasts I've ever heard.
I feel really good about that.
Like a
Yeah,
good way?
that was
Yeah.
Really?
that
I thought
was-
like it was 90% you and I, and
well,
Maybe
yeah,
that's
but
why-
it was-
that's
good
why
about
I
it.
was like looking at these two. I was like,
No, but the conversation you guys had was phenomenal. It was great conversation the whole time, and there wasn't a whole lot of joking around. Just a little bit to
Just enough to
lighten
break
up the
the...
mood.
Thanks everyone for tuning in to our GYST podcast. We hope you learned how to get your together.